Jan just mentioned, we're going to let each candidate have 5 minutes to speak, and then we'll get to the Q&A. So without further ado, Mr. Scott Cooper.
Good evening. How are y'all this evening? I'm Scott Cooper. I'm your county commissioner for Precinct 4, and I've been in the office for about 3.5 years now. And I'd like to take the opportunity to give you a few pointers about what I've been able to accomplish and some of the things about me so you can make an educated decision on the election coming up in May. Like I said, I've been in office for about 3.5 years, and in that time I have executed all the duties of a commissioner, which are very diverse. Primarily, what everybody sees is our road work. I have a crew of employees, of which currently I have 10, and I have a budget of $1.1 million to apply to repairing the roads. That might sound like a lot, but when you consider that Precinct 4 has 237 road miles that have to be maintained. In other words, you can drive to Houston and back before you can drive the roads on Angelina County, and you can do those at 60 miles an hour versus ours at 30. Also, in that time, I've worked on 3 county budgets, and the county budgets for Angelina County actually total up to about $34 million between all the various budgets. And trying to keep those dollars that you spend effectively used is a very difficult process sometimes, because prices go up, costs go up, but we don't want to raise your taxes unless absolutely necessary. And we've been able to do a very good job, myself and the rest of the Commissioners Court, keeping your taxes low over these last 3 years, and I plan to continue to do that over the next term, should you wish to re-elect me, which I hope so. Some things that happened when I campaigned last time, I promised to put Diboll back together. Y'all may remember 4 years ago, Diboll was split between Commissioner Precinct 4 and Commissioner Precinct 1. One of my campaign promises was to unite them into the same commissioner's precinct. During our redistricting, I was able to do that. So I put it all back into Precinct 4. It is now under one commissioner. It has one voice. It is no longer split between Precinct 1 and 4. You have a united voice, and so I kept that promise. I just wanted to let you know that. Some other things on the roads is that we have scheduled several projects. We've completed in Burke repairs to both Tidwell and Felix Weeks. Those were contracted with the city, which we were able to do once we got that side of the highway back. We're also planning some development in the Burkhalter Hollow area, as well as, of course, y'all have seen the nice improvements to Old Diboll Highway, which was actually a grant from the federal government through the 2 hurricanes, and we were able to apply it. And I oversaw the county portion of that repairs, which we had to do a few things before they could even start that project. It's almost done. Got to repair the bridge railings, and then we will be able to cut the ribbon. Some other things about myself is we're ongoing training. I have completed, as of next, about 3 weeks from now, the Commissioner Court Advanced Certification. This is an educational program that goes above and beyond the required education of 16 hours that every commissioner must take. It's a 4-year program, which I've been able to complete in about 3.5 years. I'm kind of proud of that, so I want to let you know that I've continued the educational of myself. Also, my employees, we're continuing the education of them as well. We've had safety classes to make sure that they're operating equipment safely, and we'll be having a maintainer training course for this next month to improve their skills on our maintainers so that they know the new techniques, the current best practices. So increasing on education, maintaining your budget, keeping your tax dollars down, and those are just some of the things. Some of the lesser known things that a commissioner does is he represents you not only in your precinct and on the Commissioner's Court, where we do all the legal actions and take care of our insurance, our health plans, the budget, is we represent you in Austin. Every 2 years, the state legislature meets, and they are notorious for making rules and regulations and saying the counties and school districts must, what they say, shall do this. If we are not diligent in representing Angelina County and our interests, they're going to tell us we must do this. And oh, by the way, we aren't giving you any money to do it, so guess who gets to raise the taxes? We do. So unless we're diligent in working with that, I have a solid working relationship with Trent Ashby, our current state representative, with James White, our previous state representative, and Senator Nichols. I talk to them all 3 regularly, and we're going to have some serious fights on our hands because the Senate is going to have a major change of leadership. And as that new leadership comes in, we have to be there to inform them of what they should be doing to help counties and not harm them. A little bit of personal history so I can wrap this up pretty quick. I'm married to my wife, Chris Cooper, for 15 years. We're members of Southside Baptist Church. I used to work for Channel 9 News for 18 years, covering the news of East Texas, school boards, school districts, city, county government, state government. I was pretty well educated on what it took to be a commissioner when I got into the job, and still there was much more to learn. It's a constant learning curve, and you really don't have time to play catch up. You've got to hit the ground running. I'm a member of the Chamber of Commerce, been so for a decade. I'm on the board of the appraisal district, the advisory committee for the Boys and Girls Club. I have a private pilot's license. When I get to fly, I try to fly. And I also have a Class B CDL so that I can drive most of our equipment. And I've had training, of course, on our equipment, my maintainers. I don't drive, but our backhoes, loaders, the non-super complex equipment that requires specific training to do. How much time do I got left? I'm at it? All right. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Mr. Cooper. Next on the commissioner's ballot, Bobby Cheshire.
Thank you all for coming. I'm Bobby Cheshire. I'm a candidate for Commissioner Precinct 4. It's nice to be in front of a hometown crowd. This commissioner's race has been very long, and I think both my opponent and I are ready for it to be over with. And I appreciate all your support. Born and raised here in Diboll. This has been my home, and this is where I'm raising my family as well. My wife and I have been married for 12 years, a little over 12 years, and we have 4 children together, and we have custody of our niece, who we're very proud to have in our family as well. The skills that I bring to the job are vast. I have public service experience in law enforcement. I have business experience as a business owner, business operator. I have a Class A CDL, which means that I can operate any and all equipment that the county owns and operates. I don't claim to know everything about the job, but my learning curve will be very short, within 60 days. And I intend to use my business practices that I've been successful with in the past as commissioner, if you elect me. Thank you very much for your time.
If I understand correctly, the only questions that will be asked will be the ones that are written. We won't do any verbal Q&A, so this will be it tonight. Each question will be to either the commission or the school board. You'll have 30 seconds to respond. Approximately 30 seconds, I'll get up and let you know. This first question is for commissioners. Most people relate the commissioner's job strictly to road maintenance. However, since the commissioner's court is the governing body for the county, members must take care of other business. What specific experience do you have that makes you the best qualified candidate for this job?
Pretty exemplary experience. I've been on the Commissioner's Court for 3.5 years, so that gives me an insight that only a commissioner has on how the operations go. Commissioners have responsibility for roads, insurance, budget, relationships with the county, the citizens of the county. It's a multifaceted, very diverse skill set that you need in order to communicate with school districts, with cities, with the citizens. Precinct 4 ranges from Zavala all the way over into Lufkin. It includes part or all of 4 school districts of the Angelina County and all or part of 4 cities in Angelina County. That takes a lot of time to learn those areas and what's important to all those people and bring that knowledge to the Commissioner's Court.
Mr. Cheshire, sorry, I was going to go to the next question.
My experience in dealing with business of the county is somewhat limited to the fact that I haven't been in public service as an elected official before, which I believe is an asset at this point in time in our political atmosphere that we all face. It needs to have a new direction, and my experience in law enforcement gave me the opportunity to work with other agencies in everything from schools to municipalities and in county government. My business in personal business and my relationships that I carried on while in business, where I interacted with other businesses and dealing with them to be prosperous, is very much an asset that I would bring to the office.
Okay, the next two questions are both for the commissioners, and the last three questions are for school board. So to the commissioners, what is the main responsibility of a commissioner?
The main responsibility of the commissioner is to be responsible to the people. As I said before, it's a very diverse area, and you have to listen and listen to what everybody has to say so that you can further those goals. The administrative tasks are what are done on the commissioner's court. The maintenance tasks are done in the roads. But it's the people and their goals and their desires to improve and grow the county or their community or their school. That's what the commissioner's most important goal is. He is the elected official that is closest to the people. Past the commissioner, you go to the state, and then you go to the nation. It's the closest you're going to get to have a voice in what happens in state and county and federal government. And that's why you are the most important part, and I am your eyes and ears, and I communicate with you because you are the leaders of the community.
I believe the most important job for a commissioner is to be able to manage where your tax dollars are being utilized. We can sit across the table and meet and discuss and open ourselves up to new ideas, but having the ability to manage our tax dollars, keeping our tax dollars at a reasonable rate, those are strong assets I believe that I would have and bring to the office.
Okay, this actually, there's two more questions for the commissioners. So the first one would be, during first primary election, candidates agreed there needed to be a plan for road repair. Why has this not been implemented before, and or why or how will you get it implemented now?
The road repair is based upon commissioner precincts. So each commissioner has his own goals and directions. Sometimes those goals are dictated by the funds you have available. If you're playing day by day what you're going to do, and that's your goal, that's what previous commissioners have done. I have set out on a long-term plan to see what we're going to be doing based upon the budget. Set aside monies to improve our equipment so that we can do more with less. Have more money set aside for materials, less money on employees, so that we target it. It takes time to build those. It's taken me 3 years to get to the point now where I bought the equipment that I need to start the next phase. So it takes 4 to 6 years to really get things going. And you have to have the long-term plan. That's what I have, that's what I've initiated, and hopefully that's what I'll be able to continue on with.
Okay. During the first primary election, candidates agreed there needed to be a plan for road repair. Why has this not been implemented before, and how will you implement it now?
Well, I haven't had a chance to implement one, but I do have one. My goal at day one, if elected, would particular point of interest is FM 819 from where county takes over maintenance at the end of it, and extend that road to 1818. That road is heavily traveled by a lot of citizenry on 1818, and it needs constant repair. I have spoke with several state representatives about this matter. I've also spoke with several TxDOT individuals who seem to be interested that this is possibly an avenue that we could get the road turned into the county portion of the road turned into a state maintained road, and it would utilize the citizens of Pine Grove, and would utilize that road to travel with on a daily basis. The other part of my program that I would implement at day one would be to have an alignment set up on which roads are most in need of repair. There are several roads inside the city limits of Zavala, Campus Drive, Barge Road, those kind of things. The city's council of Zavala is working desperately wanting those roads repaired, and they've needed that road repair for quite a long time. Buttermilk Road would be another road of high priority, and we would look at the roads that are in most disrepair at this moment to put it to the top of the list to be repaired.
Okay, last question for commissioners. What percentage of budget is or should be spent on the Diboll area?
Percentage of the budget. I have a $1.1 million budget, of which about $600,000 go into personnel. Of that, you have to divide it out amongst the communities. As Bobby said, you have to evaluate each road and determine which ones are in dire need, ones are in need. I was planning to do a road project in Diboll, which was the Burkhalter Hollow area. This year, because of all the nasty rains and stuff, that's been changed and put down because Nealon Road just fell apart on us. We had some serious destruction of that road due to the weather. So you're constantly changing. Percentage-wise, you really have difficulty saying this amount of dollars go here and this amount of dollars go there. All the roads have to be evaluated on the traffic level, the amount of personnel, people that live on the roads, and the type of road it is based upon usage. If it's a logging road, if it's a city road. So it's always evaluated, one versus the other. I don't play favorites. You can't play favorites as a commissioner. You have to look at the needs of the communities, what those roads are for, and apply the dollars as best as possible. And it will change on you, just like we had when Nealon Road fell apart, completely changed what my summer plans are going to be this year. Thank you.
I don't believe you can put a percentage on what percent of a budget goes to a particular project. That would be foolish government. I think on an as-need basis, you have to look at the most needful project, and that's where your money would be spent.